Okay, hello, hello. Nice. Okay, I was just waiting for that song to go through. Yeah, to play some more of this game. Yeah, this game thing, the one that gets a lot of people mad. But apparently, I uploaded the VOD to YouTube. It's like an hour of just me talking philosophical shit. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I intend on either completing this game. Wow, I need to get used to the mouse again. This mouse feels weird. This definitely feels very weird. I want to either complete this game or play so much of it that I'm just tired of it. Man, this is a precarious spot to start in. There we go.
I feel within
That's a lot less of a precarious spot.
all earthly dignities, a still and quiet conscience. William Shakespeare.
I was actually really tempted to play this in my own time just because it seems like I wouldn't say a relaxing game, but like a game that I can just do on my own, like this very little like mechanical requirement.
I cannot now believe that you will
It's just something you can just tinker with over time.
This is not true. You're sure to be happy again, and knowing this, truly believing it, will make you less miserable now.
Let's get up some momentum. Ugh. I want to try and get like enough speed that I can just like keep doing this and get like a lot of like height from it. Yeah, I plan on like doing some. Let me just change my like OBS scene thing. There we go. Just so it doesn't accidentally switch back. Okay. I plan on playing this game for a bit more, maybe playing some Civ or TF2. But okay. I'm trying to figure out what moves I can do, because like I know I can just do this and get like a lot of speed. But can I like straight up just go like down like that and just push like right off the ground? Looks like I can, but I have to be like careful where my sledgehammer goes when I pull it back up so I don't reset. Okay, see like that, like I move my like hammer down too quick, and as it rotates it catches something. Also, I think there's music playing, but I can't. Oh yeah, turn the music volume down. Let's turn it up a little bit. Oh man, I'm having trouble with this part. Oh, you can go like straight vertical. So I think I determined last time that like the only part on the hammer that clips is the hammerhead, while like the actual like hammer, like the length of it, like passes through terrain. Oh, that was pretty cool. I'm gonna slowly. Nice. What? Nice. That looks cool. I can imagine you could be like pretty articulate with this if you were like good at it. Because I've seen some speedrunners do like some cool shit in this game. They just skip so many like hard things by just doing like the right tricks. I think if I eventually like manage to complete this the first time, assuming I'm not like burnt out after doing it, because like some of the later ones are like pretty rough, like the ones where you're like jumping across like the orbs. Like if you fuck up, then you can get like a full reset. Yeah, if I manage to complete this without burning out, I could totally see myself like doing this in my own time, just to like. It's sort of like a cathartic thing, you know. Also, because there's like a level of satisfaction for like finding something that initially causes you a lot of frustration, and then just doing it enough times that it's just you're the boss of it now. I get that a lot whenever I play like TF2, like because initially when you're playing like NG and you're getting like constantly harassed by spies. Oh god damn it. You get like super pissed off that he just completely like removed your impact on the game. But then eventually you just get used to it and you're just like, oh, time to set up the dominoes again. the fact that he's dedicating this much time to me means he's not dedicating this much time to our medic and shit like that. But, ooh, that's good. Oh, I think I've got a tactic for this now. Just need to land on there and get like a push off. I have to be careful though. I want to push off to the left here, but I don't want to do that. Fuck. I find that shit comedically like interesting. And it's just like, oh man, I hope I don't do this. No, I did it. Oh well. The good part about getting like a reset like that is that I get to practice my climbing as I go all the way back up. So eventually, like, it's that thing where, like, all these, like, individual bits that cause you trouble, because you're going through them over and over again, you start, like, mastering them as you go all the way up, and you're just not even thinking anymore, you just complete them. And that could be some useful stress relief on the way back up, to just, like, know that you've conquered it. Oh wow, look at that hammer placement. See, look at this. I'm just doing this, like, so quick now. Oh, look at that fancy maneuver right there. Dude, this guy's, like, sweating so much. I can't tell if he's sweating or if he's just in, like, a pot. Like, he's being cooked into, like, a tasty man soup. And he's just spilling everywhere. I assume it's sweat. Okay. That's tricky. If I do, like, the straight up, like, push, and then rotate my hammer up like this, I'm gonna catch myself and pull myself, like, all the way over there. So I wanna, like... But if I, like, pull myself up this way, I could hit that one and then do the same thing. Interesting design. So I have to try and, like, do it up. Yeah, I feel like I have to do it this way, though, to catch onto the lamp, though. Hammock announcements on your Discord is empty, because for some reason it says I have no eligibility to see posts there. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. I'll have to have a look at that after the stream, because opening Discord, like, fucks with my microphone. That's why I made, like, a bot do it.
Hang in there. Don't let it get to you.
It's not getting to me. Also, you're getting to me.
Let it get you a little bit.
Yeah. If it gets to you, then you have passion to strive for success. If it doesn't get to you and you're just like a little bit bored of it, then you're eventually just gonna like wonder why you're doing this. I'm trying to psychoanalyze every time he like says stuff. Dude, my character sheet has like a +8 to insight check. That's like the only good thing about my character sheet. Oh, that was a good spot. Someone made my character sheet with like a bunch of charisma, but then also took like the Pathfinder drawback of like, oh yeah, but he's like really awkward, so he doesn't actually want to talk to people. That kind of sucks. God damn it! I keep moving back. It's when I like start slowing down is when I like have trouble on this. I need to like just try and sprint through it. I wonder if there's like a psychological term for that. See, look at this. See, as soon as I start sprinting and then just stop paying attention and start talking to myself, I like have way more impact. It's when I like slow down and start analyzing it, is that when I start paying attention to my flaws. So like, this is like the right technique. And then I like land on here, and then I don't think I should even like land over there. I should just like try and do a straight vertical climb, hopefully. Okay. What? Up.
Fry. I am not there. I did not die. Mary Fry.
I wonder if it's weird that my reaction to like resetting and failure is just me laughing. I wonder if that's a weird thing. Like a lot of people just scream or like get sad. For some reason I laugh. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm British. I'm used to just bottling up emotions into just, oh well, the world's gonna end anyway. Feels good, man. If you visit my like, well, not my Discord, but like a Discord that I go to quite a lot with a lot of Brits, all the memes are generally revolve around the mentality of time to kill myself, feels good, man. Hey guys, check out my breakfast, and it's just full of like Tide Pods and shit like that. Welcome to British humour. It's just like, We're fucked. Oh no.
To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Friedrich Nietzsche.
That's a pretty good quote, actually. Wait, I need.
Life is a mosaic of pleasure and pain. Grief is an interval between two moments of joy.
Damn it.
Peace is the interlude between two wars. You have no rose without a thorn. The diligent picker will avoid the pricks and gather the flower. Satya Sai Baba.
I could totally see someone like who's a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I think psychiatrist is the more qualified version of a psychologist. Like, I think a psychologist is the person studying it, and a psychiatrist is the person who's practicing it. I think. I could be wrong. Could be the other way around. I want to try and push this coffee cup out of the way because it's like baiting me into thinking that I can like hook it. Eh. Like Half-Life. It's like, wow, you can interact with props. 10 out of 10. I can't rotate it. Ah, damn it.
Sorrow is
It's baiting me even more now.
where the new grass flames as it has flamed often before, but not with the cold fire that closes round me this year. William Carlos Williams.
Damn it. Also, I think I like added someone on League of Legends. I don't know if it was you, Tyrion. It was like someone called like Spartacus or something. Yeah, like I wonder if like psychologists would use this game for like data collection to be like, let's look at everyone's stress response. Like, this person cries to themselves whenever they can't complete this game. This person rages a lot. This person laughs to themselves for some reason. This person speaks in philosophical shenanigans. What does that tell you about a person? I imagine people are doing that right now. They're like, wow, look at this psychopath right here. He laughs when he fucking falls off something. Like, it's probably something bad. Oh. God damn it. Maybe it's because I'm like so used to watching these kinds of videos of like people doing this already that my response to like that shit is like me as like a viewer. Maybe. Dude, why can't I do this part here? Oh, it's easy. There we go. It's because I'm like doing it in intervals. I need to do it in like one big scoop. One big swish. One big swish and flick. Oh my god, what if someone plays this on a graphics tablet? That would actually be pretty good. This game's kind of like Osu, you know, where like it's all about like mouse movement and shit. If I want to just get like some super like sick aim.
It's okay. I've saved your progress.
If you want to get some like super sick aim in like TF2, just play a bunch of Getting Over It. I guess that'd be really good for like a class that involves rotating circles. I don't know what that would be. I don't know, maybe it would be good if you're like ambassador aiming. Because there's a lot of like precise, like knowing where your mouse is going to be. Like sniper rifle, you don't really need super precise aiming. Like you can always do it. Like precise aiming always makes you like better, but you don't need to. Like I get decent success on sniper, and my tactic is just game sense where their head is going to be, and then just throw your mouse. So you basically like trigger bot them, like without actually using a trigger bot. But you know how like a trigger bot is like when your mouse moves over their head, it would kill them. So you just basically just make it so you throw your screen left to right like every time, so they get clotheslined by a headshot. It's pretty broken. The sniper class is pretty broken. You can do it in Overwatch as well. Oh wow, that was slippery. Because Widowmaker's like hitbox is super forgiving. That's why I like playing Zenyatta, because when you get like headshots, it feels more satisfying because you like landed a clump of them on them. Which rewards tracking more than just like throwing your mouse. You could always play Winston. If you want to win, son, play Winston. Oh, your name is just Tyrion the Best. I guess I got added by someone else. I gave also like I added you like on Discord, or at least you messaged me on Discord. Did you know on Discord you can just click on my profile and it will show you my like EUS League of Legends? Like I don't play. Actually, I kind of play super often. I play like every other day, but that's usually in like the early hours of the morning, because that's usually when I'm like heading off to bed and I want to play like a game that'll just like put me in the zone. And I usually play like either if I'm playing PvP, I usually either play like support or top, or occasionally like some support junglers like Nunu, Gragas, Ivern. I'm basically just that guy who goes like, I'm gonna play support, like, and like if I'm going top, I'm gonna go like Shen or Maokai, because tank characters are pretty fun. I know tank characters are super aids in League of Legends, but anything that's like super like consistent with very little like mechanical requirement, I usually go for. It's like when I was playing Technician a lot in Tribes, like having a generator up, because the generator going down is usually the first thing that happens. Having a generator up is pretty nice. So like if you're doing bad in the game and you can't aim, being Technician is like a nice consistent thing you can do. Oh, yeah, we got it. Nice. And also being able to like repair the like base defenses and keep them upgraded and stuff like that is super nice. But if you can aim, then I just consider like either I switch off to someone else like Juggernaut or something, which is pretty effective if you can aim, or like I can just equip my Thumper and then DM people as Technician, and it's really fun because you get those like bad players who just go for Tyrone shots where they just wait for you to run out of jetpack and then shoot the floor. And during that time, I'm just air-shotting them with the Thumper. It's just like, easy, boys, easy. So it's like it's my rule of, I go something super consistent, that's like, easy, and then I'm doing well, but then I can play it while I'm aiming, and I'm doing like, twice as I'm normally effective. That's generally my goal, just pick something that's like, useful no matter what, and then when I'm good at it, I'm like, twice as useful. Arguably that's not the case, because I'm probably like, maybe eventually once I'm good, I'm like as useful as like someone playing like a more reliable character. I need to get like a swing here. But getting this swing like this direction is pretty tricky. Oh, well, this could be an issue. How do I get out of this? Oh, okay, I guess I can do that. This guy's got some sick fucking arms. I don't even know what those muscles are called. Some sick bicep, tricep, quadricep? What's the name of the one that goes from like your like armpit, like your like your under your like arm to your like chest area? I think that's quadricep. I can't remember. Those must be fucking hench. Dentimus maximus. Okay, no, wait. Oh, there's so much like push force for just a tiny little movement while I'm doing like these full swings and getting like the same. Oof. Okay. No, like biceps are like the like so like let me put it like this. Biceps are the ones like on the inner part of like near the nipple, like the like when you do like a curl, it's the ones like facing upwards. The triceps are the ones facing downwards, and I figure the ones that connect from your tricep all the way down your armpit to like the side of your like torso. Like I'm wondering what those are called. I might just I'm not gonna look it up. I want to focus on this. I'll look it up if it keeps bothering me though. Okay. Can we hook onto that red bit there on the slide? Okay, looks like we can collide with it. I'm just thinking if there's any, like, baiting props right now. Oh, hey, there's a child. A little small child. Oh, no! Oof. The child was a bait as well. Everything is a bait. Is it playing music? Because I cannot hear music. It's biochem class. Don't ask me. What's biochem? Is that like the interaction of chemicals on things? Like, I don't know, fertilizer and shit? Or drugs? I'm feeling the tenseness. Dude, who needs drugs when you can just play these kinds of games and just like trick your brain into giving you free adrenaline samples? Can I like move using this? I don't think so. Like, the hammer like bit is bending. Okay, this could be. What? Oh! Oh! Oof, tricky. And back down. I'm waiting for like, you know how news and media like to scapegoat video games for everything, like gun violence and shit like that, because they're being paid into the table by gun people. Like, I'm waiting for them to just like call I'm waiting for them to call video gamers like drug abusers because like they're playing games that like horror games or like these kinds of stress games that like trick your brain into giving you adrenalines and endorphins and shit like that. So like, oh, video gamers are drug abusers. That like straight fall is so scary because I'm afraid I'm just gonna go like all the way down. If I go all the way down, I'll probably play a different game because that's a tilde right there. That's like a 5-man top lane tilde right there. That's like a TSM gank. What? That one's risky as well because like the momentum could force me down that hole. Okay, I could do this in like a swish and flick. Swish and flick. Imagine playing this game in VR. Like, not first person, probably, but it could probably work in first person. Actually, no, it wouldn't work in first person, because then you wouldn't be able to see the terrain coming up. This on VR could be pretty scary, though. Especially if there was, like... Look at that, there's like a... Is that a thing, or is that just something on my monitor? No, I think that's a thing in the game, like right here, where my hammer tip is. Gross. Also, you can't collide with that, which is annoying. Oh yeah, I just remembered there's like a jump scare that comes up in this game later on. Like, fuck the game devs specifically for that. Okay, at this point I've gotten further than I have done before because previously I got here and fell. So even if I make slight progress like this, I am making progress and that's fine. So I don't know how you get any further from this. I don't know if you have to like latch your hammer on the shelf. I think you might have, because I don't think there's any landing places down. Oh, on a sliver. Okay. Let's just try this. Oh, there are Oz. Oof. There are boxes there. Nice. I thought I'd hook on the shelf.
John, Greenleaf video.
Greenleaf. It's a weed joke. Oh, shit. Okay. Ah, yes. I feel like this kind of game would be like a Game Grumps game, you know? I mean, I think it was, but like, as in the sense, like, I always refer to games as Game Grumps games if they're like games where two people can...
Try to please audiences, uncritically accepting their tastes.
This is fine.
It can only mean that you have no respect for them. Andre.
That's like the first actual like fear response that I've gotten from this game. Oh. Well, shit. Oh god. Well, that's a tilter. I call games Game Grumps games if they're like games that like two people can play and like get like decent enjoyment from. And I say that because like generally if I play a game, either I'm like fully invested in the immersion of the game, or I'm like kind of like bored by what it's trying to like provide me as an entertainment. But this game is like doing a good job of just giving me something to like mechanically focus on, but also giving my the I don't know. I don't think it's the front part of my brain. I think it's the other part of my brain. One of the many parts of my brain. That to just talk about stuff and then be able to focus on conversation while still doing this. So like you could have like two people chatting while playing this game and just have like essentially have this game as a stimulus while the game is essentially providing a podcast. Because I can do like by the fact that I'm having this conversation, I can do that on my own. But if there are like two people, it's generally better. Because when you're just talking with yourself, it can be pretty tricky trying to keep up like a topic or change topic or just keep up the narrative so you're just constantly talking and being interesting. But if you have two people, then you naturally just like have a dialogue going on, and like the other person who's not playing the game can have like a list of topics that they can just like run through if the like conversation starts to stagnate. That's something I want to try at some point, just because it seems just fun. And because generally whenever I get to just chat, it always seems to sound interesting. Because even though I don't think I'm like perfect at speaking, I definitely need a lot of practice when it comes to like speaking. I think my voice still sounds alright. I've had a lot of people say that, hey, your voice sounds pretty good. I think that's one of the reasons why like Woolen gets like so much like people watching, is they're like, oh wow, Woolen, your voice sounds great. I feel like if I just made more and more content, that would probably happen. But I always like look at shit and I'm like, fuck, what game can I play? Well, I can play TF2 because I can just talk for hours about how TF2 works. If I can just play a game where I don't even have to talk about the game, I can just talk about other random shit while I'm playing the game, that would be pretty good. Because I end up generally just playing boring characters in video games anyway, or at least boring characters to people who would want to watch them. So I could totally see myself just playing a bunch of games that are just like I was tempted to get what's it called, Squad, which is like a Battlefield / armor-free kind of game. Hello, other Oscar. How you doing? Yeah, I was gonna get a Squad, and there's like a role you can do where you can just drive a truck and then just provide ammo to the team, which is super interesting for me. But if I were to like stream that shit, that'd be like the most boring shit ever. It's just like, hey, I'm just driving a truck back and forth. It's like Euro Truck Simulator, except you're just going back through to the point A to point B to point A. Oh, goddammit, I'm getting stuck. Oh, that was a cool flip. But if I like just use that as a visual, like just a visual stimulation while I'm just having these conversations with either chat or a second person, I feel like that would be pretty good. I just need like some topics and shit. Just go through a bunch of like TED Talks. TED Talks are generally pretty interesting. I feel like there's not really much you can embellish on the subject unless you're a professional, because the people who generally do those are like people who are like looking for investors and shit like that. So like they're super knowledgeable about it, and there's not much you can really add to the conversation unless you're already knowledgeable without recycling the same things they're saying. Or just nodding in agreement. It's like a Reddit post. Hammock screamed for a sec. Cat face. Yeah. I don't really call it a scream, it was more... I don't know, what would you call that? It sounded like the sound like a witch would make from Wizard of the Oz when they're melting. Oh wow, look at that bounce! That bounce was pretty cool. You see that? I wonder what caused that. Oh well, I'm gonna fall. But thank you to the game dev for adding that like little jut out from there so you could catch onto it. That's pretty forgiving. Okay, if I fall off a second time here, I think I might change game, because I'm starting to like fall into the same trappings. Also, I'm speaking over the cool narrative. Look at that twig there. It seems like something you shouldn't be able to grab onto because of the plane. But damn it. think I might play some like TF2 after this, because it's still like coming up to 10 o'clock over here, and if I leave it any later, all the TF2 servers are going to like empty. So there's a few community servers I go to that generally empty around about like 11. Assuming they like have people to begin with. And then later I can probably play some Civ. I really want to play some Chandragupta. I haven't played some Chandragupta yet. And it could really work out for my settler build that I was talking about the previous stream. Where you like rush Faith. I think Faith is hard because it has like the F and then the TH. So you like rush Faith, and then you like go Magnus the Steward and get the settler upgrade, and then during your second golden age you can purchase settlers with Faith. So you could like spend early on like getting like an army, getting like the holy site, getting like a commercial site so you can keep up your economy, so you can keep building an army. Maybe build like 2 cities and just build up your like infrastructure. Maybe intentionally go into a dark age early on, if there's like no one around like for you to like risk losing loyalty to, and then get like a heroic age and just like fuck people up by just buying a bunch of settlers with all your faith, and then just like claiming a fuck ton of territory. It's generally my strat of Rome at the moment. If I like the intentional like heroic age strat, it's pretty risky though, which I like. I like that there's like high risk and reward from it. There's also some interesting mechanics with the whole loyalty thing, is that like now that they added more and more ways to spread super wide by like getting a lot of settlers and just building cities without putting yourself behind in terms of districts. Like you can build a lot of cities, but there's more reason not to, because if you build too many cities or if you build too close to another civ, you may just end up flipping that into like a free city. So unless you have like the strats and the governors to like compensate for your lack of loyalty pressure, you're gonna go Rome, you're gonna build like 50 cities, and then suddenly like all those cities are just gonna belong to like the superpowers nearby. Like you're gonna build really close to France, and then suddenly France just takes all of your cities. And then in the Renaissance era, France loses all their cities because of historical shit. That's kind of cool. Because you can also be like England and then do a bunch of colonies in America, and then America has this thing where like later on they could potentially get Statue of Liberty, which gives them a bunch of loyalty towards like all their cities nearby, and then all those English colonies that you get just turn into like American cities. I guess historically it didn't work exactly like that, but it's cool that you can get those kind of historical interactions where a colonial heavy city like England, France, Spain, Netherlands can get like flipped by someone like America. I could totally see them like buffing America's like loyalty presence in other cities, just so he can manifest destiny without necessarily enslaving and territorially expanding the fucking Cree and the Aztec. I guess Spain would be the one who do the Aztecs. I'm not sure about the Mapuche. I don't really know much about them. I haven't really played them. They don't really look that interesting. They look like just a boring like rock paper scissors counter to like Spain and shit like that. It looks like someone like if you were playing a lot of online, Mapuche would be like the oh fuck, they're playing Mapuche really? Just because it's just like a binary. He's better against people who are in a golden age, and that's about it. He's also really good at like exerting loyalty to people who are nearby. So it's kind of like an anti-Chandragupta. I don't know. I might just try like a game where I've got like Chandragupta and a bunch of other expansionists, and then I'll play as like the Mapuche and see how it works. I don't even know if it's pronounced Mapuche or if it's like Mapuche or something like that. I'm just saying Mapuche because that sounds kind of Spanish, and it's in like South America. Yep. Which is ironic because I believe they prevented Spain, so maybe it's super offensive to refer to Mapuche in like a Spanish way. So I apologize for that. I don't know my history. History is hard. Dude, I'm getting stuck on the Devil's Chimney again. It would probably be faster if you called a taxi. Yeah. And get an Uber up here. Maybe a quick fix might be better. That way I can just follow them when they jump really high. Oh. Funny how you're trying to make this less annoying. Yeah. I'm trying to fucking have interesting conversations while playing this not very interesting game. It's kind of interesting. It's interesting in the fact that it forces human reactions from people. Dude, this fucking slippery ass girder. Why am I in a pot? One of life's many questions. I wonder if people have like tried to diagnose like artistic symbolism from this shit. I fucking hate artistic symbolism. I mean, it's alright, but like I hate how at lengths in which people try to claim things. It's just so cheap. The pot represents humanity's culture, and how we are forever trapped in it, yet forever guiding its path. It's like, fuck off, mate. Maybe you just wanted to be in the pot because pots were cool, right? Fuck off. Maybe he just likes drawing ravens because ravens are really cute birds who are really smart and really cool. It doesn't have to represent that he is picturing a dying lover flying and following him around. Fuck off. You don't know him. Just get a real job. Ugh. I just studied art history for a few years. I fucking hate art history. I fucking like left fucking art and it was just like the best decision ever. It's like, man, I want to study art because drawing is fun. Haha, good joke. You never actually get to do drawing. It's just about writing about drawing. Haha, fuck you. Oh no. Okay. I'm getting to that breaking point right there. Oh, that was like interesting. If I can figure out how to do that consistently, where you just like do that and it get like super high, like a 1-inch punch with a sledgehammer. 1-inch punch with a sledgehammer. That sounds like a good song name. 1-inch punch with a sledgehammer. What does that song sound like? Let's find out. Everybody, that's too much reverb. Everybody, this is 1-inch punch with a sledgehammer. Let's go. That sounds terrible. That was a bad decision. Usually when I like come up with like a random song on the spot, it sounds good, and whenever I actually try and practice, it sounds terrible. So that's why I do that. I need to like figure out how to have one pair of headphones instead of 2 pairs of headphones, because anytime I use this pair of headphones with this device, it has a very minute like 2 millisecond delay, and it puts me off the recording and syncing process because it's like analog to digital. It has a very small delay because digital is shit. At least that's what my music teachers kept telling me constantly. I think digital's alright. It's not perfect. And analog still has a delay. It's more of a physical delay that's like not really detected by your ears. Yeah, like whenever I try and make up a song and like spend an hour thinking about it, I just get super like annoyed. But then I notice that if I just try and make up a song on the spot, it kind of sounds cool because I just make it with the burst of creativity. Like you have to make it before your brain considers like what a stupid decision it was. So it's something I'm trying to practice. So in the early stages, it's just going to look like I have some kind of weird musical Tourette's. But I've seen some people who can do it really well, who are just like, oh man, I just had a really cool song idea, and they just randomly just go and loop something, and it's like, oh wow, it just sounded like Deadmau5 level shit first try, and it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And then you're just sitting there, like, on fucking Logic or Ableton or FL Studio for like 10 hours, making like a drum beat, because all the drum samples are fucking terrible. It's like, dude, if you can just make that shit on the spot with like a Beardytron, that'd be so fucking good. I want a Beardytron. Like, not the Beardytron, because that'd be rude to just have it, but like my own version of like... I mean, what I want to do at least, like, to progress this one, because currently I've just got a loop station and a microphone, is to get like a fucking keyboard that I can plug into it, because it has like an instrument, like, part. That way, like, because I want to learn how to play the piano again, because I learned to play the piano as like a kid, because apparently reading sheet music is like tricky, and I just picked it up immediately. So maybe I've got some amount of musical talent, I just got like bored and just never did it again. So maybe the talent is there, I just haven't put in the practice in ages. And yeah, I want to like learn to play the piano and then just like have it like go into this, so I can just record some like fat like chords. So I just find like the percussion is easy because you just beatbox it, and then like getting like the melody is hard because like I'm not super good at singing, so like being able to record like a tonally like perfect like loop is pretty hard. But then if I just have a piano, it can just do that for me as long as I like know what notes I'm trying to hit, which would be pretty cool. Thick chords. Lamau, what is this game? I know, right? It's like a mini-clip game from fucking 2002. I'm getting stuck on this repeatedly. I think if I fall, like, off all the way again, or I just keep getting stuck on this, I might, like, play a different game. Because that's the point in which you know you're not getting any further, so you kind of just need a break. But I'm determined to either burn out after, like, 20 hours on this game, or to complete it. Because this game is like one of those things where, like, if I can complete it, it's like some cathartic value and satisfaction. It's like, you know, when you complete Dark Souls for the first time, it's like, yeah, everyone told me this game is super hard, but I completed it, I am a boss. Heads up, I've never actually completed Dark Souls. I actually got Dark Souls during a Steam sale and just never played it, so maybe that's another game I'll just add on the stream list. Like, eventually, when I just want a game to play on stream, I'll just play Dark Souls. I've watched a ton of people play Dark Souls. I've watched all the fucking, like, Vardy video stuff, because it's super interesting. Fuck! Keep sliding all the way off. But I've never played it. Those types of games don't super appeal to me. If I played that game, I would probably go, like, the fucking... What is it called? The, like, have all the rock build, where I just go, like, all strength and just become, like, super tanky. Because tanky characters are fun. But it's also probably a noob build. Like, oh, why aren't you going all strength and no armor where you're naked and you take like 10 hours to like beat a final boss to death with a stick? Like, because that's not my personal enjoyment, probably. What's that emo? Is that like Rare Parrot with a fedora? That's pretty cute. Is cola plus milk good? Oh, that doesn't sound... I mean, there are worse combinations. I haven't personally tried it, but initially in my brain that doesn't sound appealing to me. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, vanilla Coke is really good, and vanilla and milk is really good. So maybe you could make some kind of, like, sweet, like, Coke-flavored, like, milkshake, possibly? It depends, like, the content of the Coke compared to the milk, because I feel like a little bit of Coke for the flavoring. I don't even think Coke has a flavor, to be honest. It's like fizzy water for me. Could probably work. Maybe. When I picture that, it just reminds me of in science class when we mixed vinegar and milk together and made plastic. It was weird. I don't think it was actually plastic, but I think it was a type of plastic. It was really weird. Like, if you mix vinegar and milk, you get some kind of weird, like, calcium residue that, like, you can roll up, like, blue tack and make, like, plastic, and then you mix it with, like, food dye. It's kind of weird. I wonder how useful you can actually use that for. Like, if you can use that in some, like, as components for something. I always like the idea of, like, using, like, household available equipment to, like, make cool things. Unless it's bombs, in which, no, I think I'll avoid that. Not a destructive person. But it's cool to, like, figure out how to, like, make things, especially for using for, like, building and fixing things. Like all those things where, like, you can learn how to get, like, stains out of carpets and stuff using, like, different wines and vinegars and things like that. That's kind of interesting. And if the teachers in my chemistry class just taught about that instead of just drilling, like, the periodic table, I think it would be more interesting if there was, like, proper reference point. Like, if you know how to use chemistry, you can solve all these life issues instead of learning how school is basically just, like, bits of paper ticking boxes. Like, if it had actual application. Like, if mathematics was teaching you how to do taxes, I think maybe more people would be good at doing taxes. What the fuck is a fiscal year? I don't know. Apparently I know the, what is it, what was that meme? The, I can't even remember the meme, because I don't think this was even drilled to me in school, but the, something is the powerhouse of the cell, I can't remember. The one thing I remember endlessly from science class was the photosynthesis thing. Just how to spell photosynthesis, because it was spelled out so many times. It's like, photo means light. Synthesis means create. Light create. Mitochondria, that's it. The hypochondria is the powerhouse of the surgery. God damn it. Yeah, I'm getting stuck on this bit. I think I might take a break right now. At least I'm at, like, a relatively high position I can start off with again. So I'm gonna take a break and play a different game, because I've been grinding this for 52 minutes. I guess it's roughly, like, 50 minutes, because I played the song at the start. Okay, what game can I play now? Okay, it's either TF2 or... I think I'll play TF2, because TF2